Assalamualaikum and good evening. Evening. Silap. Assalamualaikum and good morning. Today, my group and I will explain about the best practice methodology to resolve problem. Okay. This slide prepared by Muhammad Syami bin Mat Sahrudin, Muhammad Amran Fakhrazi bin Muhammad Mutatang, and Wardah Atika binti Mat Yusof. Okay. The first question is identify problem in each report case. Case 1. Miss Salma reported that her computer emitted string noise while it was operating, and such as overheating on the computer case. Customer information. The company name is Willy Sendirian Berhad. The contact name is Miss Salma. Address 1/4 Jalan Jintan Kuning 46000. The phone number 017 23 45 16098. Computer configuration, the model is Asus, operating system is Windows 10, and network environment LAN, connection type is cable. Problem description, the computer emitted strange noise while it was operating and such as overheating on the computer case. The post error message is no any error message. B. Establish a theory of probable cause of each case. Case 1, Miss Salma reported that her computer emitted strange noise while it was operating, and such as overheating on the computer case. The strange noise while it was operating is processor, fans, and hard disk. Hard disk can also make noise as the platter spin and the heat seeks data. Processor fans is too loose, too small, or not powerful enough. It can create noise. Okay. Test the theory to determine cause of each case. Case 1. Miss Salma reported that her computer emitted string noise while it was operating, and such as overheating on the computer case. Processor fans. CPU with die fans with overheat computer usually have built-in safeguards to shut down or slow down the CPU when it gets too hot to prevent it from breaking. Heatsink. Heatsink compound between the processor and the heatsink has dried out. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Miss Salma reported that her computer emitted strange noise while it was operating, and such as overheating on the computer case. Processor fans. If you are comfortable working inside your computer, you can open the computer case and examine the processor fans operating visually while it's off. After that, clean the fan using compressed air to blow out any dust, dirt, or hair. If this does not resolve the issue, the power supply needs to be replaced with new model. Document findings, action, and outcome. Step to solve the problem. Step 1. Overheating computer. Step 2. Turn off your computer. Step 3. Check your processor fan. Step 4. If it's dirty, unplug it from motherboard. Clean your fan using a proper tool. Step 5. Check your thermal paste if it needs to be replaced. Clean the old one first, then apply thermal paste that's suitable on top of processor. Step 6. Plug the fan back carefully. Component used to repair. Suitable brush, microfiber, thermal paste, tweezer, and blower. Time estimate to resolve the problem is going to be around 30 minutes to 1 hour. Verification from customer. The customer verified that their computer is no longer have a string noise while it was operating and such as overheating on the computer case. Thank you.
Okay, for the case 2, Mr. Samir report two computers in the FIT lab could not work because Windows won't boot. Okay, first A, customer information, company name SK Temerloh Besar, contact name Mr. Sami, address 314 Jalan Pasir Temerloh Besar 415000, phone number 0123456789. For the B, computer configuration, model Dell and HP, operating system Windows 10, network environment LAN, connection type cable. See, problem description, the two computers in the FIT lab could not work because Windows not boot. For the D, post error message and error message. Okay, for the next question, establish a theory of probable cause of each case. Okay, number one, boot records are corrupted. Error loading, operating system not bootable medium found. Invalid partition table, operating system not found. Reboot and select the proper boot device. And for the number two, system file corrupt. Virus and malware, power outage, system crash, update errors, hardware problems. Okay, for the next one is if your PC boots to the BIOS and doesn't load the operating system, there might be a problem with the storage device where Windows is installed or the boot order. If the motherboard or the CPU's power connector is plugged in wrong or faulty, it won't be able to boot or to BIOS. And then installment of the motherboard standoff may cause boot issues in some system. After that, a RAM error can cause the computer to fail the file when booting to BIOS OS. And for the last one, some specific BIOS configuration and setting can be causing issue when booting. Okay, for the next question is test the theory to determine cause of each case. First, serial ATA SATA system is at the old level of BIOS or loose cable. Hard disk, serial SATA cable are not properly installed, faulty or unplugged. Data cable drive is not spinning up, incorrect jumper settings on the drive. For the next question, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Serial ATA SATA, make sure your system is at the latest level of BIOS. Systems utilizing internal serial ATA SATA hard disk drive might experience random blue screens error when resuming from S3 sleep state. This may apply to systems running Microsoft Windows XP or Windows 2000 Professional. For the hard disk, check cable connection. Ensure that the connection on both ends of both the SATA interface connector cable and the power connector cable are firm and proper. With the SATA interface, each drive has its own cable that connects directly to the serial's ATA host controller. And for the last one, document finding action and outcomes. Step to solve the problem. Step 1, Mr. Sammy report two computers in FIT lab could not work because Windows won. Step 2, turn off yours. Step 3, check your SATA cable. Step 4, test the SATA cable with another hard disk. If it's okay, just change hard disk. Step 5, check your RAM. If it's not tight on the slot, push the RAM gently until it's tight on slot. Step 6, if it's still same, replace the RAM with new RAM. Component used to repair hard disk, SATA cable and RAM. Time estimate to resolve the problem is going to be around 1 hour. Verification from customer. The customer verified that the computer is reboot successfully.
So my name is Muhammad Amir Fakhur Razi Muhammad Mokhtar. So I will do the case 3. So identify the problem in each report case. So for case 3, Mr. Suresh report a computer in FIS lab won't work as start as usual and seem no power to start. So A, company information. Company name is Polytechnic Mersing. Contact name is Mr. Suresh. Address Polytechnic Mersing, Jalan Nita, 86,800 Mersing, Johor. Phone number is 013-744-0123. So B is computer configuration. Model is Acer. Operating system Windows 10. Network environment LAN. Connection type is cable. So sorry, my bad. So next is problem description. The computer in the FIS lab won't start as usual and seem no power to start. And the for error message, there is no error message. Next is establish a theory of probable cause of each case. So for case 3, Mrs. Suresh report a computer in FIS lab won't start as usual and seem no power to start. So there is 5 theory that we can get. Firstly, maybe the power cord are not connected properly. Number 2 is power strip of the outlet. And 3, bad power cable no longer to be used, cannot use because as you can see, uh, it could be danger for you. Also, you can be electrocute shock. So number 4 is power supply no longer has the power to turn on the computer. 5 is incorrect power supply. Next, so test the theory determine cause of the each case. So power supply failure. The common power supply problem include voltage and as current issue at the input over voltage and under voltage. It means some of the computer are need to check their power supply whether it can be support all of the component or not. If the power supply is under voltage, uh, your computer could not turn on. So power supply cable. So power cord ensure the power cable is functioning and healthy by physical aspecting no any wire damage. So plus make sure it's firmly plugged into the wall outlet as it may come loose over time. So check the plug. So you don't have to change the cable if the plug is not plugged, if the cable is not plugged correctly. So they establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. So power supply failure, one of the most natural source of both over the under voltage is incorrectly setting the 120 and 240 volt switch on non-universal input. Power supply cable, make sure that everything is plugged in. It is entirely possible that a cord could just slip out from the outlet, as I said before. While you are working, if power is present to the monitor and other peripherals, yet there is no power to the computer, there is likely something wrong with your power supply. So E is document finding action and outcome. So step to solve the problem. Step 1, the computer in FIS lab won't start as usual and seem no power to start. So we identify the problem. So it won't start, computer won't start. So firstly, your computer is already turned off. So check the power cable and cord whether it's in good condition or not. If it's good, it's meaning that your power supply is the problem. So next is check your power supply and look for the volt that is supplied, whether it's suitable for your computer or not. If it's not suitable, you need to change the power supply, which depends on your computer needed. If it's under voltage, your computer cannot be turned on, and if it's over voltage, it have possibility to burn. So next is make sure before you replace the power supply, unscrew and before take it off. Eh, my bad. Make sure before you replace the power supply, unscrew it before take it off and screw it back when you put it in the place. So component used to the repair, screwdriver, tweezer. Time estimate to resolve the problem is around 45 minutes because it's not as hard as you can see if you know the computer need how much fault. So verification from customer is the customer verify the computer start as usual. Thank you.
Case 4. Miss Nini report that the computer in her office ran slower than usual. Customer information. Company name is Polytechnic Mersing. Contact name is Miss Nini. Address Polytechnic Mersing, Jalan Nita 86800 Mersing, Johor. Phone number is 011-3236-1008. The computer configuration model is Lenovo. Operating system is Windows 10. Network environment is LAN. Connection type is cable. Connection type is cable. Problem description: the computer in office runs slower than usual. Post error message: no any errors message. Establish a theory of probable cause of each case. Case 4. Miss Nini report that the computer in her office runs slower than usual. Number 1 is too many startup programs, gaps in time between reboots, too many background programs, hard drive is almost full, not enough memory, processor is overheating.
Okay, for their question C, test the theory to determine cause of each case. First, virus computer could be infected with a virus and don't fix it quickly. For the second, very many application. Too many application automatically open when your computer starts up. For the they establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Virus can a method which antivirus programs troll through your files searching for suspicious and intruding files. This is a vital part of antivirus software. Without the ability to scan, you are leaving yourself open to threats. 100% of free virus scans are a revolutionary way to check the status of your device. For the very many applications, instead of closing programs every time you boot up, you can prevent programs from running at startup altogether. On Windows 10, open the Task Manager using Ctrl Shift Escape and click more details if you only see the basic interface.
So for document finding action and outcome, step to solve the problem. Step 1, Miss Nini reported that the computer in her office ran slower than usual. So step 2, turn on your computer. Step 3, the problem may cause of too many applications running on your PC. So if you turn on your computer and you can see a lot of application run automatically, there is one of the reason that your computer running slow. So next is try to close the program that running automatically after you turn on your computer. Then uninstall the program that doesn't need it, which is maybe you have two type of uh, antivirus, so maybe you can uninstall the antivirus that you doesn't need. So component used to repair, uh, so I don't use any uh, component. So I just use control panel, which is you can setting uninstall any application that you don't want. So time estimate is depends on how many apps you have. So my estimate time is 50 minutes because it won't take a long of time. So verification from customer, the customer verified that the computer start as usual, it meaning it doesn't have any problem and it's back to normal. Thank you.